Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. One of our favorite segments, the video question of the week, and man, we got an engine shaking.
Tell you what, Everett's got a misfire, we think, but he's got no check engine light. That's key.
Hey, John and Brian. My engine's shaking a lot. I think it's misfiring and the transmission's bucking. What do you guys think you can do to fix it?
It's a great question, Everett, and I'll tell you what you've got to do next is what we call a power balance test. Short version of that story is you got to check and make sure every cylinder is getting fuel and firing to contribute.
That's it. And you know, we can do it on this car, our Firebird here. We're just going to take the spark away from each cylinder. So I went out and got these fancy tools right here. They go right in line here so I can cancel out the cylinder.
Those are nice, brother, but here's how we would do it in the driveway. It's
exactly,
paper clip.
Yeah, paper clip. There you go. Less than
go.
a penny. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in the wire. Well, why am I doing that? Well, I want to create a path of least resistance. So what I'm going to do is actually short out that cylinder. And if the engine starts shaking, then it was contributing to begin with, Brian.
That's right.
Now to short it out, we can use this.
Let me ground it over here. Yep. There you go.
All right, so you got a good ground.
Got a good
now
ground.
We'll crank it up in a second. We got our assistant in there, Abante. Bonte, why don't you crank it up and watch this? All right, so it's running good right now.
Yep, lost close.
Gone.
Hear that rough idle difference?
Junky.
So that's cylinder one. He's shorting it out.
Right.
It's no longer getting fire. That's why it's running rough. You can do that whether you've got a 4, 6, or 8 cylinder. Do that across all the plugs, and you'll get a validation whether or not you're getting fire.
And it's a good idea to do this. I mean, old school, we used to just pull wires, man. I mean, in the driveway. But today, the module's right underneath there. Even a distributor with coils in there.
Yep.
You got fire arcing all over the place. We're taking the path of release resistance. Nothing's getting to the cylinder. Started shaking, it's contributing. If it didn't start shaking, it's not firing in the first place. Check that.
Once you validate you've got fire and you still have a problem, it's running rough, you got to check fuel injectors next. You got to make sure you're getting fuel for the fire.
Absolutely. And RockAuto.com, make sure you get your spark plugs, your coil, your wires, everything's good. Like you said, it's still misfiring. Injectors, if it's still misfiring, compression time. Yeah, spark, fuel, and compression, 3 things to make an engine run.
And that's how we get it running and running really, really well. I'll tell you what, the project today was about getting it stopped really well. That was awesome.
It was. I mean, the car stops great, but even better, it even looks good, man. Those drilled and slotted rotors and that paint on those calipers, man, that powder-coated power stop, man, they're great. And that tape, not much to be desired.
And it's a good thing you don't get to see that clip of the test drive. It's possible that we made some donuts. That was awesome.
It was a great day at Tech Garage, but we're out of time for today. So join us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Keep those questions coming. We may even use yours for a video question of the week. We got plenty of demos in store for you. Join us next week. There'll be plenty more Tech Garage brought to you by RockAuto.com.